Welcome to Hashtag with Navuguzi Chiwanuka. This is a place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, emotional well-being, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. If you're hearing my voice for the first time and are the kind of person who is not scared of being a better version of yourself even if it requires you to contradict who you were 24 hours ago, consider this your virtual home. I'm your host, Navuguzi Chiwanuka, and I cannot wait to engage with you in the various conversations. Today's episode is almost a replica, if not a sequel of the first episode. If you're anything like me, chances are that you have listened to the first episode of this podcast and heard me in my oblivion of how podcasting works, sharing about how I believe New Year resolutions should be drawn. So in the same spirit, I invited Marjorine Nantambi to help us understand how vision boards work. And for the first time on the podcast, we had a virtual audience present to have a behind-the-scenes experience. Jerisha Namulondo, Natsite, Winnie, and Siita Victoria were the listeners in audience, and they asked all the relevant questions that I believe drove this conversation. So in case you've been wondering how best you can draw out your goals for the remaining months of 2023, this is the episode for you. And if anything resonates with you during our conversation, share with us on social media with the hashtag HTNK Session. Let's get into it.
So Marjorine, before I address Marjorine, I thank you, the three people that have joined us for this debate. I came up with these because I felt like I have something here that I'm actually looking at. Natsite knows. Natsite and someone else were laughing at my vision board. I don't know if I was doing things right, but I believe in my strongest of faith. I believe this is what I want on my vision board. I'll show it to you probably when you get to ask me, our dear coach Marjorine. And I was like, how about we have people on board? Because people might still be interested in finding out how these things work. When I first heard about them, they seemed simple, but looking at what I have here, I don't know what to do with the information I put. So, since the year is starting and people have dreams, and some have dreams, others just have the 366 or 365 resolutions that they want to pack in 2023. But I would like to understand, because I've had these vision boards can last a lifetime, or things that you manifest for your own life. So Marjorine has been doing this for a while. And when I asked her, she was very willing to come on board and share what vision, the complexity, because I really find it complex, the complexity that comes with vision was, I really hope I didn't do this thing wrongly. So Marjorine, welcome. I don't know, do I say welcome on stage?
Thank you so much for having me once again. Yeah. And before we even get into it, it's not complex at all. Yeah. Unless you choose to make it, because if you do, then it can get complex. Yeah. But it isn't something that is that complex as people think. So just to dive right in, a vision board. I also have my vision board here, and I'll share more about it. I have just here on the side. And a vision board, simply, like you said, we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have things that we want to achieve in life, yeah? So what a vision board helps you with, it's that you put the goals and the dreams on paper, and you just add image. And where does this come from? Actually, if you are a believer, you know that this is actually an instruction from God. In the Bible, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, that's where it actually starts. Because we all know that God has said, ask and it shall be given to you, like, ask me and I'll give you anything.
Isn't that in Matthew 7:7?
Yes.
I've never read Habakkuk.
Ask and it will.
Where is Habakkuk?
Yeah.
You guys.
Habakkuk. Yeah, I started reading about vision boards. But before that, I didn't know about Habakkuk. So the same God that tells us that he will give us everything, in Habakkuk chapter 2, he says, write the vision down.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Habakkuk chapter 2. Yes. I had also never read Habakkuk, like Jerisha is saying. So it says, write the vision down, make it plain, on tablets. Why? That whoever will see the vision will run with it. So when you work on your vision board and you write it down specifically and you put it on your board, that means whenever you see it, you actually run with it. And also it continues in chapter 3, because I've had people come to me, oh, Marjorine, but I've worked on my board, but nothing is coming through and things like that. In the next verse, that is verse 3, it says, though it may tarry, or though the dreams may delay, do not give up, because they will surely come to pass. So that is where, actually, that's the origin of vision boards. That's where it started, yeah? So as we listen in, as we get through this conversation, just know that we are not making things up, yeah? And also, these things are not for white people. I've heard people say, but vision boards are for the whites, yeah? So it is for all of us. It is actually an instruction to God for us to work on our vision boards. So should I just dive in, or you have questions that we can follow through?
So when Jerisha, why is so servant? So when you speak about it having its origin or roots in the Bible, where does that leave people that don't believe? Because I feel like the people I might have first seen talking about vision boards weren't Christian per se. They weren't coming from a Christian perspective. So if we're looking at the Bible and we have Muslims and people that don't even believe in religion, where does that leave them? Does it work for them?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So vision boards, like I said, we all have dreams. Yeah. We all yearn to have a better life. So we bring in the Bible perspective just to confirm what we are already doing. So it's not that if you're not Christian, it doesn't work for you. No, it actually works for everyone, for all of us. Yeah. So usually refer to that scripture just to bring it closer to home, especially for those that believe. Yeah, but it works definitely for everyone because they've been around for the longest time.
Mm-hmm. And when was this that you discovered these vision boards? Before you answer that question, if you guys, for your questions, you can share them in messages or you can raise your hand and you get to unmute yourself to ask the question that you have. So let's get back to you, Marjorine.
Yes, so I've always been a lover of books, yeah, reading books and things like that. And I've always wanted a good life. Like, who doesn't love a good life, yeah? You look at someone, you're like, I wish I would get that life, or I wish I would get there, and things like that. And I know we've all been there. Like, maybe you look at someone who inspires you. I know you all have role models. You look at someone and you're like, okay, let me work hard to get where this person is at. So I've always been that person who always yearns to achieve these different things in my life. And through my different readings here and there, a few books here and there, so I got to learn about vision boarding because I used to set goals. Mm-hmm. Even before, you know how you're in this term, I want to get these points or I want to get these aggregates, things like that. We've been setting goals like all our lives, yeah? So we went to campus, out of campus, we get ambitions of the things we want to do. And usually, you know, when you find people and they say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You've had those questions. And you're like, but I've not even thought about my 2-year plan. You're asking me my 5-year plan.
I have not even thought about tomorrow, you know?
No, you're asking me 5 years. So I've always been that person who always wants to achieve at least something. So I used to write my things down in my notebooks. You know how we are in school and you have your small diary. You remember the diaries that used to have padlocks in high school? Yeah. And as I got on this journey of writing goals and trying to achieve a few things, that's when I learned about vision boards. Because yes, we were setting goals, but what we were not doing was adding images to the goals. Now that is how the vision board comes in. So, but I started practicing it after reading a book. There is a book called Dream It, Pin It, Live It. It's by Terry Seville Foy. So when I read that book, she explained in detail how you can actually work on a vision board, and she shared about how vision boards have actually helped her. Of course, there are quite a number of videos about vision boards, and we've had Steve Harvey sharing about the same. We've had Oprah speaking about the same, and very many inspirational figures. So I was like, why not? Let me give it a try. So the first time I did it, I worked on my vision board. That was last year. We had a vision board party. So we came together with a group of friends on the 5 a.m. club. We have what we call the 5 a.m. club, where we meet at 5 a.m. We pray together, we exercise, we read a book together. So at the end of that, we got together, we set our goals, we made our vision board. We put images on the things we wanted to achieve. And just before the year ended, I was able to tick off a few things on my vision board. So I was like, this thing actually works. So that's how I got even motivation to share with others. Yeah, because right now I think my second name is Vision Board, because whoever says Marjorine, somehow they add Vision Board to it. But why do I share freely? Because I've seen it work in my life, and I believe that it can help someone out there to do the same. Yeah.
So we have Siita raising her hand. Siita, did you stop driving?
I can speak now.
Okay.
Hi, Marjorie, and hi everyone on the call. So thank you so much for that introduction, and I liked the fact that you made a reference to the Bible. So when I also think about visions, my question is a vision, because you have to write it down, is it something you choose or does it choose you? And with that, thinking of the Bible reference, I don't know if you remember the Bible of Joseph in the Old Testament, the son of Jacob, who was the youngest son, and they were his elder brothers, and he kept dreaming. And he had these dreams saying, I dreamt there were his brothers, I think they were about 10, and even the father, he was like, I dreamt like 9 stars, and I think the moon and the sun was bowing before me. So the interpretation was like the father and even the brothers were bowing before him. And he was a young boy at the time. And you could see he was just maybe herding cattle and wasn't doing anything about the vision. But then the vision came to him. So, and that is my question. And I think that has also been my challenge with creating a vision board. I'm like, is this something I choose or does it choose me? More like maybe God's will gets done, not my will. Something like that. That's where, and I think even when it's not, maybe in the Christian world, even when we are embracing the African spiritualism, there are things about what your ancestors did, and so it kind of flows in your blood. So that's my biggest question about the vision. And if it hasn't yet materialized, what do I have to do? And what are the signs that it's going to choose me? Do I have to look at it in a dream, like a dream, spiritually? What are those signs that this is my vision, and why draw the line between what I want and what is actually meant for me? Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I love the question, and I also love the story of Joseph in the Bible. Now, this is what happens. Yeah, when it comes to vision boarding, guess what? We are not going to receive any burning bush anywhere. Yeah, we are not going to get all these things that used to happen in the Bible, in the Old Testament. But what I can tell you for sure is that the life you want to live, you create it, because now God has left it open for you, because it says ask. It doesn't say ask for this. No, ask and it will be given to you. So he has made it as open as possible. That's why it is also up to you to dream as big as possible. Like they say, we dream anyway. Why not dream big? Yeah. And that is why we have a vision board. So you're not going to necessarily wait to have a dream or a vision, like, exactly, ask and I'll give you nations. So you're not going to wait for a dream or God to give you a vision, but you know a life that you at least desire to have. So you're going to just get that life, put it out there. You can just, what I tell people to do is that follow the different areas of your life, because it's important for you to have a balanced life. It doesn't make sense for you to be maybe excelling at your spiritual, but you're struggling in your finances or you're struggling in your physical. So we look at usually 5 areas, and that is what usually guides us. So you look at your spiritual life, what do you want to achieve in your spiritual life? Then you look at your intellectual life. What is it that you want to achieve? That is personal growth. Is there a course you want to do? Is there maybe a workshop you've always dreamt of attending or something like that? Then you also look at your social life or your social goals. Do you want to start dating? Do you want to get married? Who is your ideal man? Things like that. When you look at your physical, what is your ideal body? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? When it comes to finances, then you can say, okay, what is your dream house? What is your dream car? How much money do you want to be saving maybe in a year or in 5 years and things like that? What kind of business do you want to start? So when you look at those areas, then it will guide you. Instead of sitting there and you're like, oh my God, where do I start? Or should I just wait for God to put a vision in my head? Now those areas can guide you on working the vision board. Yeah, I hope that makes it a little bit clearer. So you can ask yourself, those questions, and then when you get the answers, like we said, it's your personal vision board. You write what appeals to you as an individual, not just what someone else is putting on their vision board. Then that will guide you to put the different things on your board. And I don't know, I think my board may not be clear, but I have some of the things. I don't know if you can see this building is actually apartments. I don't know if you can see, this is like a vacation that I put here. There is a couple on this vacation because I want to have a trip with my spouse. Yeah. And also there is a home that I put here because we want to build a home and things like that. Yeah. So instead of saying, oh my God, where do I start from? You look at the different areas, and then those will guide you to have a picture on where to start. Like Anne said something in the beginning, that some people have vision boards for a lifetime. They always look at their boards. But also what I encourage people is that you can have a board, like my vision board has some long-term goals and short-term goals. For example, I don't know if you see this image. This is actually a Range Rover. It's on my board, and you see it has dream car. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I also have an image of a car up here. Yeah, there is another black car here. So this is the car that I want to buy short term, but also my dream car is on the board. So that's why I tell people you can have your short term goals on the board and also the long term goals on the same board.
Siita, is that clear for you?
Yes, thank you very much. That pretty answers it.
Oh, great. So before Natsite raised her hand, but there are some messages from Jerisha in here. I'm reading her message verbatim. I have tried making myself one. It's been 5 years. Bana ngevya Ghana. So is it possible for someone to share information and you make them one? The question is directed to Marjorine. Honestly, I'm not so lazy, but I won't be able to do it alone.
Yes, that is possible. Like I mentioned, we have what we call the vision board parties. That is true. You know, sometimes as individuals, you can keep I'll do that next week. I'll do that. Anyway, I know my goals in my head, so why bother? You can keep procrastinating. Know it, the year has ended. So what we do is we get together and we have what we call a vision board party. We had one in the same end of last year, and we are going to have one this year, not in December. We are still trying to get a date either in Feb, March, because many people have reached out and they would want to have the same. So the vision board party, we come together, we come with our images, we place them on the boards together, and it's a lot of fun. People share their dreams and all those things while they actually put them on the boards. So in case you want to join us on the next vision board party, I will have the details and you'll definitely know. So yes, it is possible to do it as a team. And what happens is that even after the vision board party, we do not leave you alone. We have an accountability group. So we keep pushing ourselves to say, okay, this is the vision board, the big vision board, but what is it that you want to achieve maybe this year? We keep you accountable on that, because sometimes we say this year, you'll see me, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do the other. By Feb or March, they ask you and you're like, what did I say? Like, you've totally forgotten. So what we do, we keep you on your toes to achieve what you said you wanted to achieve. We don't force you to achieve anything. You tell us what you want us to keep you accountable on, and then we walk that journey together.
Yeah, and she also mentioned that she uses sticky notes and they're all over her bedroom. And her question is that, doesn't that work?
Yes, the sticky notes work too. I have sticky notes on my board. You see this, the green, the pink. These are actually sticky notes. These sticky notes are describing what I put on board. So sticky notes are perfect way to start. On the sticky note, you're defining what you want. So you just have to get an image to match what is on the sticky note.
It's a good thing that you've mentioned the part of the image, because I remember her asking in the earlier messages that, so I need images? Why are images important? Can't someone just, have something written and they look at it? Where are images important?
The images are important because now they paint a clearer picture. The more how dreams and visions work, there is what you call the law of attraction. I don't know if you've heard about it. That the more you see something, the clearer it becomes in your mind. I can give you an example. For example, you're with friends and you're seated just home chilling, and then you talk about maybe, I can use any type of car, maybe a Range Rover. Guess what? When you go out of your home, you'll only see Range Rovers. I don't know if you've tried it. When you talk about maybe, like we are ladies, maybe there is hairstyle you love. When you go out, that is all you will see. Yeah. So there is something that is very powerful with vision boards that we call that law of attraction, that the things that you keep in your mind, the things that you keep in your sight consistently, constantly, they're actually the things that you will attract in your life. And that is why even after you've written the vision board, you've written the goals, you add an image. Why? Because an image makes makes it even clearer. It sends a signal to your mind that, oh, okay, this is exactly what we want, and then it starts working on it. Yeah, rather than just writing it down and it's not maybe well detailed. Even if you've detailed it, the mind works better in images. And like they always say, is out of mind. But if there is an image there, for example, if you come to your board or if you enter a room and I'll use the sticky note, and there are sticky notes on maybe on the wall, and then you enter another room that has images. Which room will you understand, like on first sight? Images. Yeah, it's the same thing with our minds. So they would want to see something and it makes sense automatically, not going to that sticky note and reading it and things like that. When they say an image of maybe a car, they're like, okay, that's the car we want, let's get it. If there is maybe a house or your ideal body, in case you want to work on your physical goals, then it will send a signal. And why do we use images? The other reason is to keep ourselves going. Because I can use an example. For example, if you want to lose weight, at some point I had put on a lot of weight, even after my baby and all that. So I got an image of an ideal body that I want, and I also put the target weight goal that I was looking at. Why did I do that? Because I get people like, Marjo, this year I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape. Then I ask them, okay, how much do you weigh? And they're like, I actually don't know, but I've put on weight. Guess what? You cannot achieve a goal that you are not clear about, that is not well defined. So if you want to lose weight, the first thing is to know how much you weigh currently, and then what is your target. I always tell that to people. So we use images because they'll send that message faster to our mind. Also, you put it where you see it daily, because out of sight is out of mind.
Natsite, you had your hand raised up. Let's get back to you. Thank you so much, Marjorine, for that.
I think my question has been answered in the process, because I've been writing in my diary, and most of the things that I've been writing, I hadn't categorized them in the 5 categories, but I'm glad that she brought it up and she answered it. Thank you so much, Marjorine.
You're welcome, my dear. So yeah, the different categories are the starting point. They guide you a whole lot, because even in the different categories, you ask yourself, spiritual. We are not saying that my spiritual goal is to get closer to God. No, because what does getting closer to God mean to you? You should ask yourself, do you want to read the Bible more? Do you want to read maybe a scripture a day? Do you want to serve more at your church? Do you want to type more? Do you want to give more? Do you want to maybe practice gratitude more? So after you've written the vision board, having those different things that are going to help you, that they will help you achieve the goals even faster than just putting something that is, not well defined on your vision board. So even when you get to the different categories, you can ask yourself exactly what you want to achieve, because the more clear you are on your goals, the easier it is for you to achieve them, instead of just having vague goals of, I want to be rich this year. We've all set that goal before, for the longest times, but man, where are we? So like I'm saying, I want to be rich this year, you will see me. No, don't scare us, my friend. We've been seeing you all and nothing has changed. So even in the wealth or in the financial goals, you ask yourself, what exactly wealth means to you? Does it mean you need to save maybe 100,000 a month? Does it mean you need to save 500 a month or 1 million a month? Does it mean you need to start a business? And how much will that business cost? What do you want that business to look like?
Do we have any more questions? Oh, Natsite, yes, your hand is up.
Thank you, Nabuguzi and Marjorine. I went to a friend's house and she might listen to this podcast and she'll come for me, but hers was in her board. She had written some of the things that she wants to achieve and she had put it in the living room. So, but it was really beautiful because it also had pictures of friends, because she has this very big one. And so actually, that's when I got motivated. I think I need to also get a board. But I didn't think of it as a vision, but by just having a board. And then you put your beautiful pictures of you and your friends, and then also having those goals on the side. So my question is it something that you can display, or is it something that should be private, like it's only you? Because I'm asking because we have this thing whereby we say that when you talk about things that you want in public, most times your brain thinks it has already done the things, and somehow you may fail to do the things. I don't know. But also sometimes when you talk about them, you may want to be accountable to maybe the people that you've told. So maybe I just need advice on that. I just got my board today. I was telling Navuguz earlier. Yeah, I got my board today. And I was wondering, should I put it like on the opposite side of my bed so that when I wake up, I'm like, Winnie, you need to wake up and just go and do this? Or should I put it in the living room and add some portraits of friends? Because it also really looked beautiful. So I need advice on that.
Okay, so question is, are you able to put your vision board in the sitting room for everyone to see? That really depends on you, but I wouldn't advise it. Why? Because still, even when we work on our vision boards, we have different kinds of people. There are people, even us as we are here on this call, that we have different friends. That if it's a business idea, I'll call this one. If it's pare, I know it's this one. If it's and this relationship advice, I call so and so. So we have different kinds of people in our circles. So still with our vision boards, there are people that you should choose to see your vision board. Not everyone should see your vision board, especially if you are on this journey of growth. Yeah. May I put mine out there because I have definitely worked on my personal growth and things like that, on my attitude, and nothing anyone says can affect that. But you have different people that can actually hinder you from achieving the goals that you want to achieve. We have negative talkers. You see someone, you're like, you're lying to yourself. What is that even? You started those things off. So you need to be specific to know who is going to see your board. We have those you could share with someone. We have the people who are just have settled for mediocrity. And when they look at your board, they feel like, you're maybe being so ambitious and you're lying to yourself and things like that, and they'll pour water on your dreams. So if you don't have the right capacity in your mind to handle such people, then I would advise that you shouldn't expose it, especially at this point. Yeah. And you can have people that are maybe negative in every sense. Like in every, we have people that see a challenge in every opportunity. Yeah. And those that see an opportunity in every challenge. Yeah. So if you have those kind of people that are really negative, then you wouldn't want to expose your vision board to them, because the moment they see them and then they give you all the negative talk and feedback, then you will give up on your dreams before they even manifest, or before you even start on the journey. Yeah. But if you know that this is a friend, you trust them, you want them to be your accountability partner, then definitely that is okay. Yeah, that is what I can say about where to put the board. I personally have mine in my bedroom, but mine is now it's out there because it's on the YouTube, my YouTube channel, it's on TV. I've been hosted on TV speaking the same. So mine is now out there because I help teach other people to work on theirs. But if you feel, if someone says something about your board and it will, hurt you in a way, or it may hinder you from achieving, then you would rather not expose it to them at this point.
Right, thank you. So I don't know if do we have any more questions? How do I handle disappointment when I fail to achieve my dreams, especially if you're someone who gets motivated by achievement?
So when you don't achieve the goal, first of all, I'll go back to that Habakkuk. Remember, like I said, that third verse was, though the dream may delay, although the dream may tarry, do not give up on it. Wait on it, because surely come to pass. But also, another thing that I usually encourage people to do, that's why I said in the beginning, you can have the long-term goals and the short-term goals. Because if on your board you only have 5-year plan, and 1 year down the road, nothing is ticked off your board, the second year, the third year, then you may get discouraged. I have my vision board here, and one of the things that I was able to tick off was, I don't know if you see the lady in the red dress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby.
Yeah, I wanted to have my second baby this year. So I just got an image from last year. Yes. Oops. Oh, last year. We're already in 2023. Yeah, I wanted to have my baby last year. So I just got a random image from the internet of a pregnant woman who was looking really nice with the husband. They had a son they were carrying. I already have, and I wanted to have my second baby. So I put it on my board, and then I started working towards that. So why I'm sharing that is because, like I said, you can have the long term and the short term. Because for that, I wanted it last year, and I was able to tick it off. My baby is now 3 months. Yeah. So you can have the long term and the short term. What the short term will do for you is that when you tick off, even if it's just one thing of your board, that will push you, that will motivate you in ways you can't even imagine. You'll be like, what? So this thing is actually possible. So as you put the big vision on your vision board, put the short term as well. But also after we've set our goals, because I've seen me very many times saying, but wow, these vision boards don't work. Yes, they do not. They do not work. You know who works? You. After you put, okay, they told us vision boards, you get all the cute things, you put them on your board, and then you go to sleep. No. The same Bible tells us that God blesses the works of our hands. Yeah. So after you put things on your board, then you need to put in the work. How are you going to put in the work? Lay strategies or action points that are going to help you achieve the things you have put on your board. I can still use the physical, the weight loss. You'll not put a model on your vision board and then you go eat the pizzas, everything, sleep, pension, all these things. Why? And you keep looking at the lady on the vision board. No, it won't work. You put up action points, and also as we do that, we need to set SMART goals. Now, this is the second step after you've worked on your vision board. After you put the big thing on the board, then you have SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. Do not say, I want to lose 10 kgs in 1 week. No, it is not possible. So you can say, I can lose maybe 1 kg a month. That is more realistic. So why don't we achieve the things we want to achieve? Because we don't set SMART goals. After you put the vision can be as big, you can dream as wild as possible, but as you come down to break it down, to have the plans and the goals, they need to be SMART. And those small daily habits are what will help us achieve the big goal. For example, if you want to save 10 million this year or 50 million, that is on your board. Yeah, well done. We clap for you. So how much do you want to save every month for you to be able to achieve that 10 million by the end of the year? Do not say, I'll get that 10 million at once. It will never appear unless you want to go and rob the bank somewhere. So you need to lay down a strategy. Okay, if I want 10 million at the end of the year or 12 million, that means I need to put away 100,000 every month. You find that is closer to home. It is more realistic and it's more achievable. So after you put the big dream there, break it down into actionable steps that you can follow daily if possible. Even if it's just dropping maybe 2K somewhere, that is more achievable than someone who puts something on the board and they do nothing about it.
You've talked about the need of laying strategies, which is valid, but now I'm asking with myself, I'm looking at my my supposedly vision board. My vision board is sad. So if you have these visions laid out or pinned on your vision board, then where do you have side notes for the strategies, or do you place them on the vision board as well?
So you can have sticky notes on the board. For example, I put something here of net worth, the money I wanted to have as my net worth, and then I have a note here that I need to save 20% of all my income. So you can put this on the board, but also in your notebook you have then the action points, because if you put here 20%, then what is 20%? How much are you even getting? So then in your notebook, that is where you put the more detailed action point. But you can have a few that are on the board that are describing the image you want to buy. For example, you see the car on the board. I have a note of how much the car costs. You put the big figure there on the board, maybe 30 million or 40 million on the board. Then in your notebook, you say, okay, if I want this car maybe by September and it's that much, how much am I supposed to be putting aside on either a weekly or a monthly? So that goes in your notebook. Otherwise, the board would be so crowded and full of notes and essays. Yeah? So you can use your notebook for the detailed explanation, but still put something on your board. If there is land, there is a piece of land I want to buy here. So you also write how much the land will cost you and by what time. That's also important. Do not put all your goals at the end of the year. By December, no. So what I advise people is, you can see I have some in August, I have some in September, I have some in March, different months. Why? Because that then will help you. If you know there are things for March, you can concentrate on those in the first quarter. Do not take it all in, because the brain can freeze, yeah? So I tell people, have goals for the first quarter. What do you want to achieve in the first quarter? Put it there. What do you want to achieve in maybe the second quarter or in the third quarter? There are things that will go through the different quarters, especially the long-term goals, but also, you know that you start at a certain point. For example, if you want to build a house, you know that, okay, maybe the first quarter, I'll identify the land and get the land. Second quarter, I must start on my foundation. Go for the second quarter. Third quarter, maybe I have to now start building, going up. Instead of saying, this year, I need to build a house, and you leave it plain like that. I hope that helps.
Jerisha is thanking you for joining us for this recording. She says she has to, let me just read it. Banange, thank you, Nabuguzi and Marjorie. Allow me exit, baby is screaming to feed. I'm excited about the dream board party. When the information is out, Marjorine, you'll share it with me so that I can share it with Jerisha. Jerisha, thank you so much for joining us. So I don't know, should I show you?
Yeah.
For purposes of learning.
Now we are going to be your accountability partners. So bring it on.
Oh, Siita was making fun of accountability partners. So I saw something somewhere. Can I show you my vision board? My vision board is sadistic. I didn't know what to do. Let me see. Let me do it. Ooh, I have to flip this. There it is. So,
Hey.
So, let me get this closer. These are people that I really love. They inspire me. They have moved the world. Yeah, really, they have impacted the world and made big moves. They are women. There is Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth. They have really shaken nations. And I just love them so much. Spiritually, okay, I don't know, I think that's an exaggeration. But deep down within me, I love these women. They inspire me so much. And for me, it's always a thing of, if they did it, I can do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's what makes these things look sad. It doesn't have the printed images don't have color. I created the collage myself, but they're not lively. They died, yes, but oh my God. Feels like death on my vision board. Then there are these two, my grandmother and my mother, strong people that inspire me so much. Then you talked about partners. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that Natsite was making fun of me when I put up this thing.
Yeah.
And she's saying that's not how things are done. So, and then when you talked about action plans, so what does someone have to do to find themselves a partner? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, at least you took the step and the bold step, to work on your vision board, which is a very beautiful thing that you did. Now, the first thing you're going to do, like you have also realized, you add color to your vision board. So you can get the same images. I don't know if, I think you can find their images in color. I don't know if they are available on the internet, but you need color. Like you can see this board, just even the color motivates you to say, okay, what is on here? Let me see what is on the board. But also, you asked a question about the relationship, the social goal. It can be your social goal. To have a family. I also have couples and families on my board too. So what I usually tell people, we have a friend that joined us for the vision board party when we did it. And by then he wasn't even dating anyone, but he put it on the board that he wanted to actually settle down and get married. Just last year, we went for his, the first visit Kuchal, and we had the introduction. Why? Because he put it on the board. Yeah.
That is very fast.
Yes. When you put it in your mind, trust me, you can achieve it.
I've had it in my mind for
now you need to focus on it. You know, sometimes you put things on the board and leave it out. You're like, But anyway.
I am also busy. The podcast needs me. My day job needs me.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. But also set goals in that line. So what that means is now you have to be open to going out, meeting different people. Yeah. Being open to go on dates, get to know people. Why? Because you have it on your vision board. It does not mean you're going to get desperate to find someone, oh my God, no. But you put yourself out there more to meet different people, to get to know people. And you never know, because God is not going to bring, we always use that joke of Cinderella. No one is going to pick your shoe from anywhere to come looking for you. But when you put it on your board, you speak to it, because what happens when we work on our vision boards, then we need to speak to them. We pray over our dreams. That is very important. And then we speak to these goals every day. And as we speak, you need to speak in present. We have what we call the 5 Ps. Now, when that is when it comes to the details now of achieving the goals. Because one, you need to be positive. Then you need to speak to them when you're positive. You need to use the present tense. You need to be precise on what you want. Do not just say, I need a man. What is that? There are very many men in the world. So you need to be specific. Who do you want? Is it a white man? Is it a black man? From where? Things like that. You need to be specific. Yes. Yeah, you need to be precise on what you want. That is how faster you can attract it. So after you put the handsome picture of that family up there, now you need to be specific on the qualities, some of the qualities that you're looking for. Some people say those things don't work. Those things work. When you tell God exactly what you want, He will get you what you ask for. Yeah. So speak, even if you don't get 100%, because no one is perfect. Yeah. But you trust me, you tick off some of the qualities on the things that you're looking for. So start describing that person on your board, the person you would want in your life. When you put that image, definitely you've already identified the height that you want, because you didn't put a short guy on the board. So
I don't know how tall he is. He might appear tall in images when he's short. But he's the kind of person who is available for his family. Like, he does everything.
Yes.
But
so at least that is one of...
Natsite is telling lies on live. She's saying she struggles with going out. Natsite goes out a lot. It's me who has that problem. So when you say that I have to go out, I was like, what?
A little bit more to be able to achieve the things that you put. And going out doesn't mean going out to party. It could be out to book club events, up to a library, or maybe a poet night somewhere.
Thank you so much for clarity, because going out for a long time has been about the bar. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, not people in different areas. It could be a workshop. It could be a conference. It could be a meetup for maybe content creators. Just go out there, meet people. Yeah, that will get you at least a step closer to it. And I usually tell my fellow girls, as you're searching, you need to be searchable too. Like, you need to look the part. Yeah, yeah. We need to make it for God to work these things out. Yeah.
I don't know if there are any questions that are Kwetega. Siita is saying Kwetega. Some of us don't have time to Kwetega. We have to produce the podcast. Go to work. Hey, my friend. But I'll try. Guys, hold me accountable on that. Show me. By the way, show me places to go to, I think. Because I also have no idea.
Me too, but work is also a good space to be. So you should start asking yourself, okay, if I'm intentional in this, not that you're going to get your workmate, but even just on your way to work or your way back home, you just fly, you dash into the office and then you get out.
There's no workmate who is valid for this goal.
It could be on your way to work or your way back home and things like that. Yeah. So just have an open mind. Just loosen up a little bit. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions? Natsite, Siita, before we close this?
Thank you so much, Marjorine. I just want to ask, did we complete the 5 P's? I think I have about 3. Being positive, speaking in present tense, and being precise. I don't think I had the other 2. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Like I mentioned, positive, present, precise. Let me just check in my notebook in case there is another question as I get the other 2 keys.
My question is, so when you talk about being positive, speaking in present, I think, what do I do for my man now? I have a man, you say?
I have the most handsome, caring, supportive partner. Yeah.
When he's not
there.
Yes.
Facts, because now that is where we go into the affirmations. Now, just the 5 P's, I said positive, personal. So you need to make them personal. I have this because this is your vision board, your personal goals. So you're positive, I'm wealthy, I'm prosperous, I'm this and things like that. And we go in the details of that. Yeah, so positive, personal, present, precise, and then with passion. Yeah, passion is the P. When you're speaking, do not say, what do I, am I wealthy? Passion, I'm wealthy, like excited about your goals. Yeah, start, like, imagine that you're already living them. That is how it will get clearer to you. When people find you on the street and you're walking different, you're like, yeah, I'm a wealthy chick, so yeah, just deal with it. So the more you make it fun. Vision boards don't have to be serious and boring and all those things. That is why I tell people, put the things that you want. Do not put something that you've seen on someone's vision board. You won't have the passion to speak it out. Put something that you want. Maybe I'm I have the best podcast in the world. Yeah. Like, speak it. I'm also on my vision board. One of the things I'm an international speaker. Like, I'm on an international stage speaking to people. I don't know if you're able to see. Oh, this image is quite far. Let me just move the phone. I don't know if you see the lady in red. That is actually Oprah stage. So I tell myself that I'm an international speaker speaking on big stages. Yeah. So you put things that you want. Now, you can't look at my board and you say I'm an international speaker when you're not a speaker, when you're not a coach. Put things, if you're into fashion, say I'm the best fashion designer there is. I'm the best, whatever. Put what applies to you. That's why we say you need to make it personal. Yeah. And then speak with passion. Speak these things with passion. Yeah. Speak that husband, speak over him. Yeah. He will surely come. And you'll be surprised. You'll be like, in the book, I would recommend that book, Dream It, Pin It, Live It. She shares very many testimonies of people that have used vision boards to get husbands, even to get money, to get all these different things. Yeah.
Let us first get the money. Very important. I first want money.
Yeah. Come together. You can have a supportive partner who will support your dreams, your career, and things like that. And they can move hand in hand, because it's not that when you finally have all the money and then this person comes, you won't work anymore. No, the work will continue. So these things actually complement each other. They can work together. That is, if you get a supportive partner, someone who is for you and not against you. So that should be the prayer. Because when you get someone who is for you, even that things you're working on, they'll actually move faster, because you get someone who is on your side, like cheering you on and things like that.
That is a perfect summary.
Yeah.
Someone who is for me. That is a perfect summary.
Yeah, that should be the prayer. I have the best husband, best supportive, who is for me. And I have my best friend. I'm marrying my best friend. It's possible. Speak it in. Don't let the world deceive you. That's what marriage is hard. You tell them that is yours. Mine will be beautiful. You have to speak. It is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Natsite, do you have any question, or should we close?
No, not really. I'm just so glad that I'm part of this, and thank you so much, Marjorine. It's been wonderful. Maybe your YouTube channel, the username?
It is Marjorine Nantambi, yes. And I post a lot about vision boards and positive affirmations and things like that. I even share steps on how you can actually work on your vision board. So you can look out for that information.
Siita, anything from you?
No, nothing from me. Thank you.
Okay. Marjorine, thank you so much for joining us today. The episode is going to be live next week.
Awesome.
I have to push the others away because we have to be talking about these visions and manifesting them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much for giving us your time. I'm sure we have gotten something or a lot from your sharings. Do have a good night.
Thank you.
I love you.
Bye.
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 We have come to the end of episode 96, and as I speak right now, my vision board is a lot more colorful, a lot more lively. There is life in it. It's a totally different story, and I love looking at it. I look at the goals there. Forget the man, Just leave the man. Because I have a feeling most of you are thinking about it, but when I look at the goals there, I'm like, this is something I'm going to do. So thank you so much, Marjorine, for sharing with us your wisdom. If you would like any further engagement with today's guest, feel free to look her up on YouTube. Her name is Marjorine Nantambi. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Hashtime with Nabuzi Chwanuka. If you loved what you heard, make sure you subscribe to Hashtime with Nabuzi Chwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends, loved ones, and everyone that you believe is affected by the millennial world around us. Also, feel free to share your insights about what connected with you on social media and be sure to tag us. We are at Hashtime with Nabuzi Chwanuka on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter our handle is at HTNK Podcast. I really don't know what your goals are, but I believe there are things that you want to achieve. I don't know if you're going to find a vision board for yourself, but like The theme of 2023 dictates be more intentional like never before. Trust me, where I am right now, I don't know what this year is gonna bring, but I wish you the very best of 2023, and I hope that you have started executing some of these things that you want to achieve. Ciao.